It is my pleasure now to introduce our next keynote speaker, Dr. Donna Brown. Donna is the Associate Director of Digital Health, Life and Health Technology at the Hong Kong Science and Technology Parks Corporation, where she drives ecosystem development and commercialization in digital health and medical technology. Donna is a seasoned healthcare professional with over 20 years of experience. Her extensive career in pharmaceuticals and medical device technology across Taiwan, Hong Kong, and the Chinese mainland has equipped her with deep expertise in strategic and operational business management, as well as talent development. Donna actively engages with the startup community to accelerate the translational development of biomedical and health technologies in the region. She has served as a mentor in the Polytechnic University of Hong Kong's Lean Launchpad program for 5 years and holds advisory roles with the Innovation and Technology for Aging Committee, the Hong Kong Council of Social Service Strategy Committee on Tech Enablement, and the Steering Committee of the Translational Research Center for Digital Mental Health at Tung Wah College. Trained as a research scientist, Donna holds a PhD in pharmacology from the University of Hong Kong. Let me now hand you over to Donna. Thank you.
Thank you so much for Professor Tew's elaborative introduction. It's my pleasure here, and thank you very much for Tung Wah College invitation to speak at this conference. I think I have a privilege, not unlike a lot of the travelers here, to spend a long time in the flight to travel here. But I am really glad that I live in the neighborhood and only spend 5 minutes to get here. So it's my privilege. And today, we'd like to share how we helped to move from lab to life, and specifically how we assist in engineering scalable digital mental health solutions. So I will take you through the challenge, the opportunity, and more importantly, what it really takes to translate innovation to real life impact. So in Hong Kong, mental health remains a significant, yet under-addressed issue, which I think a lot of keynotes like Professor Chan already mentioned in the first day of the conference. So we see also like 13% of the prevalence of common mental disorder, but only around like a quarter of people who can access to service. We see there's a gap in driving, actually is driven by stigma and high private sector costs and long wait times in the public system in Hong Kong. So the key message here is, is very simple. We urgently need solutions that are scalable, accessible, and also acceptable. So there is where mental health comes in Hong Kong, digital mental health. Hong Kong has almost like 100%, like 97% of the smartphone penetration, which give us a strong foundation to push forward any of the digital mental health solutions. Evidence has shown that internet-based like CBT, for example, can be as effective as face-to-face therapy, which is a game changer. So digital tools can help overcome both access and also stigma barriers, so making support more private, flexible, and scalable. We also see massive growth in terms of digital health, in terms of telemedicine globally. But a key challenge remains, how do we move from solutions to which is in a controlled environment, trials, in order to make to solutions that actually work in real world, at scale especially. So this translation gap is what we are trying to solve here today. So I list out a key of successful translation. From experience, we understand that there are a couple of critical success factors For example, like clinical validations. And then we need a strong regulatory approvals evidence. So, we have to think earlier on when we plan for the clinical validations. So to invest early in this part. And then the next thing is about cultural adaptations. Solutions must fit local in terms of the local context, local language, and then different types of values, and so that all these stigma actually matters. You have to address to that. And just now, we understand that the user-centric is very important. This enhance the compliance and the user to comply with the design. And so we will propose the co-design with end users, and actually that will reduce the failure risk of the product. So agile development, including like low cost and then the rapid iteration, etc. So, and you will need a very clear regulatory strategy in terms of during the translation process, and then your business model clarity. So whether you are going for B2G, in terms of in China, mostly is going for B2G, or B2B or B2B2C. So you have to know your path very early on. And then for ecosystem support there, leverage network for validation, fundings, and partnerships. So I would like to introduce, Hong Kong Science and Technology Park about, our work. So we focus on building that ecosystem. We connect companies, the park companies like startups, closely with universities. And then we work very closely with hospital, government, investor, and corporates as well. So we create a platform that's where innovators can access to fundings, regulatory guidance, and partnerships. Because we understand that scaling digital health or digital mental health is not just about technology. So it's about collaboration across, the entire ecosystem. So in HASDB Hong Kong Science and Technology Park, we offer all-round support to technology ventures. We support them from the entire journey from ideation to global expansion. So in different stages, as you can see, ideation mostly we would target at even like university student or even professors that they have a full-time job, but then they have some invention, some innovations or prototype. So it's starting from discovery. We are welcome all these startup or innovators to join our ecosystem, so that you can access to most of the support I mentioned just now. So when they get to a prototype and then need validations, they can join the incubation program. So in particular, we have a bio-focus, which is life and health focused incubation program catered for this type of startup stage, which they have the prototype already and require some validations. And towards later on, during commercialization and distribution, so we work closely with some partners, no matter overseas or local, so to help with them to have the commercialization and distributions. And further later on, the scaling type, when they need to scale, then on real-world monitoring, and then we also support them through the global expansion. So the belows are the supports that we offer throughout the journey. So we have labs, we have different types of health performance computing resources. We have over 500 of different types of partners, including, for example, in Hong Kong with hospital authority or even with our Department of Health, etc., that will become the partner. So these are the service NGOs that we work closely with, and then we will name them as like community partners. So these organizations are critical because they provide real-world environments and also end-user access. So they help ensure that solutions are not just innovative, but they should be usable and then impactful on the ground. So for us, we have some, our Science and Technology Park offers the state-of-art type of labs, co-working space, and design for different types, no matter it's deep type of deep research like genomic research or to imaging, to cell culture, to digital mental health, we critically for early stage R&D and regulatory compliance. So we understand that, throughout the life cycle development for, innovations or technologies, they have to go through we so-called like valley of death. So in order to help companies to succeed, to walk through this valley of death, we have programs, we have different types of fundings and support and infrastructures in order to help these type of startups to complete and walk through this valley of death. So here, upcoming, I'm going to share some of the, real life, what we assist in. Beyond infrastructure, we actively deploy solutions in the community. So, for example, we work with the NGOs I mentioned just now, introduce technology-enabled service. So for digital mental health, we also go through the similar, this type of resources, services. This is to build solutions and organizations. So this is an example. We work with different types of NGO to enhance like community type of service, or we sometimes bring technology to go to visit these different types of NGOs and how to understand how they really work and to support the people in need. And then we also, similarly, we run workshops and pilot programs across multiple NGOs. This help the frontline workers to understand and adopt for the adoption of technology, which is essential for scalability. We also invest in professional training. For example, like we work with the Hong Kong government social and welfare department and provide training on different types of assisted technology that will be in use on community. And then we also provide as part of the professional development. Because ultimately, scaling digital mental health requires people capability and not just the product. So we respond very quickly to some emerging need. This is an example that around 2 years ago that some of the institution got into issues with fight and violence monitoring. So especially we understand some of these institutions, require 24/7 of people, to look after, the people that stay there. So this is kind of we draw together very closely, introduce a technology that could help with the camera detected alarm, and then so that to assist, how innovations can move fast when there is the right ecosystem support. Furthermore, we engage students and future professionals, and we work very closely with Tung Wah College as well, with the students as well. And then these are the future professionals, as we understand to ensure the next generation to understand all these digital type of health applications, digital mental health applications. This build long-term capacity for the sector. Yeah, and then we run a cohort. One of the key capability is, we offer some different types of testbed environments for, our startup or the innovators. So we run this is some examples of 10 cohorts allowing startups to validate the solutions with real users. So we mostly do with old people, Gerontech, and then we also have experience running like digital mental health solutions that works for elderly. So this is the case. So the testbed is not only sometimes it's a confined environment, unlike clinical research. So we encourage the users to take home and then use it. And then maybe 3 weeks or 4 weeks later, we invite them to come back for a roundtable together with the innovator, the technology firm, so that they can fine tune and adjust, according to the user feedback. We engage, cross-generation, channels through different generations and communities, because adoption requires trust, and trust comes from exposure and familiarity. So you can see here, we work very close. These are the Tung Wah College students that is from the physiotherapy domain, and then they work with us together with the older people, to serve in one of the major exhibition event in Hong Kong. So so now let's look at the translational journey, which works in practice. I'm going to share 2 examples, which is a real case study. So the first of all, this case is actually Mentalot is a digital mental health platform. So you can access to the website and then you can see the journey. So they actually talk about, as a startup innovators, what they experience is that entrepreneurs also often fail due to technical barriers or lack of funding, resource constraint. So the company actually founded in 2020. So they provide these mental health platforms. So they originally aim to serve people in need through a very private channel that they can chat with, and emotional support. They are app developer. So actually the company is the founder themselves is actually very passionate. And before they founded this technology, they first joined a lot of public groups to understand what's the need. And then they found that many Hong Kong people wasn't professional counseling, which is a high barrier and also inflexible timing. But they would like to look for like a safe and anonymized, ready available one-to-one emotional support space. So that's why they founded Mentalot, and then they invent this app, utilizing AI and NLP tech to allow users to anonymously match and chat in a safe environment. So they joined Science Park in 2021, and then the impact throughout the years is that they found that the app actually serving 10,000 users. So we also work very closely with them, conducting testback cohort, and then ask user to use it, and then they get the feedback. But later on, this company noticed that the impact is minimal, 10,000 users. So they transformed their company, from tool provider to enabler. So they start using this idea instead of to continue with the current impact, and they create they work with the master students of the psychology, so that, and also social work, and then to teach them how to develop this emotional support app, etc. So they noticed that from the transformation emotional platform actually becoming kind of like enabling behavior models, they potentially can serve hundreds of thousands of people in need. So, which is an interesting, twist, but then we really happy to see that development. So this shows that the importance of cross-domain collaboration, especially in digital mental health, sits in the intersection of technology, healthcare, and all social system. So we need to nurture, talents across the domain, not just, purely from a professional point of view. So the next case is a completely different pathway. Is Bring Aurora Medical Technology, which is a medical tech enterprise focused on cognitive impairment, digital therapy, products that integrating, more deep tech like brain science and AI technology into its core business. So for Bring Aurora, they have a different pathway. So they originated, the company actually is from China, is from Zhejiang, and then they started in Shaoxing in 2012. And then they have a product creation and start to develop a software-driven medical-grade, digital therapeutics platform targeting cognitive, deficits for various diseases. So they joined and they founded then they extend an arm in Hong Kong and then founded this Bring Aurora Medical Group, Hong Kong, and they have evidence-based run a lot of clinical trials to provide platform on safe and efficacious, and they obtained regulatory approval roughly around late 2024 and or early 2025. And then they become, China's first digital therapeutics for cognitive impairment to receive the China regulatory approval. And this company in last January, they have achieved the public listing in Hong Kong Stock Exchange in the main board. So you can see that this is a very successful company. And the strength is that they lies in this multi-model, clinically validated and covering multiple conditions and integrated AI-driven personalization. And it shows that the level of rigor and also sophistication need for real-world adoption. So, what we want to emphasize here is the strong ecosystem, which is, this Hong Kong Science and Technology part lies in. We have our infrastructure spans multiple locations around Hong Kong and beyond. And each site, we play a role in R&D, talent development, and also industrialization. Together, this form a comprehensive innovation platform. This graphics shows that the scale and impact of our ecosystem. So with now over 16,000 of R&D people working and 2,600 tech enterprise that's work currently located in Science Park. So we are driving breakthroughs across industry. So we are home to 12 unicorns and hundreds of startups, which is global companies coming from 25 regions. So all thriving in this vibrant community. So we also have our own venture fund, and with 152 billion raised across 440 deals, we are not just supporting innovations, but we are fueling it. So Hong Kong Science and Technology Park is where ideas become industry and venture fund find guidance, capital and infrastructure to scale. So this isn't just a snapshot. So it's a testament to Hong Kong role as a global innovation hub. So towards the end of the communication, so this is the slide that I'm talking about, like in terms of life and health tech. Currently, we hosted over 300 of companies across therapeutic, diagnostics, and digital health. And in terms of digital mental health, we are very happy to see that there's a rising trend. So from very early on when we first met Dong Hwa College, we only have maybe 3 to 4 digital mental health companies. So until now, we have over like 15 of them. So this afternoon, I have another session that will talk about all these companies, different pathway. So looking ahead, we understand success depends on these cross-discipline collaborations. We need alignment across researchers, clinicians, entrepreneurs, investors, and even policymakers. So only then we can unlock the scale in digital mental health. So lastly, you would like to invite all of you to the science is ready and technology exists. And the need is also very urgent. So we are building the bridge from lab to life in Science Park, and we invite you to join and experience this journey. So we are more than an incubator. We are, a launch pad for innovations. By supporting ventures through every R&D milestone and regulatory challenge, we are shaping the future of technology in Hong Kong and beyond. So thank you very much today. Thank you.
Thank you, Donna, for very insightful ideas and comments and reflections on how we can move from the lab to life and how HKSTP supports the whole ecosystem of startups in the digital tech sector.
Yeah, thank
you. Then we are now open for questions from the floor, both on-site and online. Oh, okay. There's a question from the online participant. Did you also reach out to the government and integrate your bridge up of tech to the primary care system? Will this make the tech really useful to the user or patient experience?
Yeah, we do. We work quite closely with the those district district office, and also they have they call district health center. So we keep very open communication with the operators of all these district health centers. And sometimes, our technology firms will provide some lectures, just as a general lecture to this district health center for people who access. It's like general health talk. But then, if you need help, for example, there's different types of tools that you can use. And for that, and we also work closely with SWD, the Social and Welfare Department. So we invite them from time to time to come to Science Park to understand the most up-to-date technology that they can deploy. And then it's like a half-day session for them. And also, directly, apart from Social Welfare Department, we also work with the bureaus, like the Labor and Health Bureau, and also other kind of, the government parties will usually once a year annually for some of the department will come and to understand technologies development.
Thank you. And are there any questions from participants on site? Oh, yes. Oh,
Yeah, thank you very much for your insightful sharing and let us to understand. Hong Kong Science Technology Park, in fact, I've done a lot for this area, and I'm from the School of Public Health and Primary Care in Chinese University of Hong Kong. And now our city is working for the 5-year plan. I want to understand any support to the 5-year plan from the perspective of Hong Kong Science Technology Park, especially from the support for this area. Thank you very much.
In Hong Kong, we have a blueprint. The blueprint, there's a couple of areas that is on focus, which is life and health technology, and then the other of Hong Kong government focus is AI. So we constantly these two areas. So we work actually it's the future of Hong Kong basically. So of course there are also microelectronics and etc. But for the sector, this is what I'm currently working on. So that's actually digital mental health or digital health actually stays within this area, this high growth area. So there are different types of funding support in that with the government blueprint. And the 15-5-year plan actually enhance a lot of more like GBA, Greater Bay Area, or Shenzhen, Hong Kong, that type of support. So now we are bringing our technology kind of a bit cross the border. Because of some of the test bed, we also allow to collaborate with mainland government, so that they can and then eventually the people that we serve is more than 8 million 8 million population, but potentially it will be much bigger and bigger. So that's where the opportunity also lies with all these digital mental health technologies. So, but as we have to continue to work with the company on just now I said cultural like kind of adaptation, translation, and also the language. For example, in Hong Kong, mostly we use Cantonese, and then but now this is not a big issue because AI can quickly help you translate into Mandarin or even English or any language. And we also being approached because of this 15-5-year plan, which is very strong focus on facilitating this cross-boundary, all this support and access. So we also have a lot of kind of Shenzhen parties that will look for, in particular, look for any types of technology that could help, some unmet need in terms of digital health or even something that you can use in the community. So this is, kind of where we lie at this point. And then I do see this is quite exciting, for us. We used to, as you can see, a case number one that I mentioned. So, they have to kind of moved on to from serving 10,000 people, which is kind of in Hong Kong. And then now, they think about, okay, they have to, 10,000 is not enough, but they want to serve more. So they actually transform their company to become an enabler. So which is, we quite welcome that. Then you can serve much bigger population and groups of people. So this is how, that is why I particularly select that company. So because in Hong Kong, the population is kind of small. So now we got, more opportunities for all these companies to survive because of we got a bigger population potentially to serve.
Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, Alex.
It's okay. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Donna. On behalf of Tung Wai College and the Translational Research Center for Digital Mental Health, we greatly appreciate your advice because Donna is also one of our very important advisors in our steering committee for the TLCDMH. So I know you also just got a new land in Yunnan not long ago, right?
In Shantin, in one of the northern metropolis.
Yeah, and I know we have a lot of international scholars, researchers, maybe companies or PhD students. If you consider to have a spin-off company or maybe startup, you can consider to contact Donna, HKSTP. But I have a question. So for you mentioned about that for digital mental health kind of is one of your focus area, but a few years ago you guys started to build the ecosystem for the applied gerontology. So maybe there's a lot of special funding or maybe support. So for digital mental health, I'm very pragmatic. So will there any attractive package for the spin-off company or maybe for the startup that focus on digital mental health, developing digital mental health too? For example, like cheaper rent or maybe in kind, and then we can get some funding together. Or because I think you have done a great job by HKSDP to connect different stakeholders. And understand the needs, the priorities of the government as well as the different societal needs. So will there any more funding or maybe more attractive package that can attract more spin-off companies or maybe startup to focus on developing the digital mental health device that can benefit the community, not only in Hong Kong, but also Greater Bay Area or regional? Yeah, thank you.
So I think as a whole, it's not limited to digital mental health, but for companies who are interested to come to Hong Kong or land in Science Park, there's a one page of different types of fundings, including talent support scheme that each company got 4 quotas of subsidies, like 50% subsidy from the government. So each staff, that's 50% of the subsidy, of salary subsidy. So this is like general. And then if you join the incubation program, like incubation program is 4 years, like 4 million Hong Kong, but milestone pay off, this some other funding. So in particular to health, there's a public sector trial scheme that if you would like to invite the NGO to try out your technology, so that is another kind of different type. There's an ITF funding, so public sector trial scheme, and then there's IP protection, different types of funding. So I can go on and on. There's many. So we can talk about it like afterwards. So we understand for digital mental health, Alex, we talk about it, and then especially this fall into kind of more like humanities, social type. There is out there, Hong Kong, there's a lot of family office foundation, and we also group together, understand there's like maybe 20 to 25 of them. The mandate actually is focused on all these digital health, not mandate is not health, but it's about like elderly health, and then welfare, wellness, etc. They focus on that. So we understand that a couple different types of companies that will apply fundings from all these different types of foundations. So, but as a startup, we usually recommend them to do like you can continue to approach them. Because this is and you can prove that this is in need, within the society, so then you got higher chance of getting the funding approved. So, this is apart from the Hong Kong government is actually very generous in terms of funding in order to attract different countries of innovators or founders to come to Hong Kong. Hong Kong also, why we like to, enhance the ecosystem, because we are kind of the springboard to China, and we are the middle part, and then also we are we got good infrastructure in terms of IP protections, in terms of the entire, we are a very structured, we have a very structured system, and then we are kind of more neutral, although we are part of China now. So for companies that would like to go abroad, and so we are a good kind of a middle point for them to stop by. So that's why, for funding, and then we do have a very, we got a huge kind of funding foundations, more and more family office now, because of the instability for Middle East, for example, or US, then the family office, they moved to Hong Kong. We got a lot of news on that. So these are all kind of the extra resources that could attract more companies or startups to come to Hong Kong. Yeah.
Then, Donna, I have a question. So many of the startups that you incubate incline to adopt a social enterprise model. So double bottom line, financial sustainability plus a strong social mission. Is that something you observe?
We do not classify these. So as long as they're technology, but we do have a lot of these social related. We got at least like 75 of them. Just now you see there are like 300 of health and tech, but whoever able to serve social in terms of, for example, like disability, or in terms of still child with need like SEN education, in terms of Alzheimer's disease, elderly, etc. This will all classify as social. So we got 75 of them, you can imagine. So, and because of the good funding scheme, earlier on, there's a Hong Kong government inject 10 billion Hong Kong dollars into all these social sectors that could spend to enhance the social sector to use technology. So this is also, why suddenly there are a lot of this type of social focused technology firms that, just come to Hong Kong.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's great. Then a related question. So within the ecosystem, do you provide advice on ethical issues?
Yes. Yeah, we have our own Science Park Independent Ethics Committee. That's first of all, if they need to conduct any of, just now we mentioned about test bed, testing ground, then they can apply for the ethics approval. So we have an independent expert that will go through that. Yeah.
Okay, very good. Thank you.